country, I've seen three different ways. I once saw a Stockenine FMDX, Stockenine FDX, with a reed switch, what they call a reed switch on the top of the microphone. A reed switch on top of microphone. For those that don't know what a reed switch is what they use in an alarm contact door. A magnetic switch, basically. It just looks like a bit like a resistor. Put a magnet near it and it turns on. Take a magnet away and it turns off. And they used a 6-core mic or something, 6-pin plug, and then had a reed switch turning basically on that supply that's doing right now, the AM, FM, the UK and normal switch. The supply that I were on about earlier on that drives the mode switch, well, they just switched that. I've also seen it in another way where they had a reed switch soldered onto backside at board, onto top side of board underneath there, and when you put a magnet on the top of the radio, it'd work on all its other modes, but as soon as you took the magnet off, reed switch would turn off, rob that supply, and the radio would be stuck in UK FM 1 to 40. FM mode wouldn't go anywhere else. You could click mode selector around, it wouldn't do bugger all. And then I thought to my problem, I thought, problem 725 in workshop right now is just like that, Vanny lad. Pull up Sam White. Hey, do you remember Vanny ages ago I said to myself, there used to be Stockenine FDXs, you used to put a dummy plug in back, a shorted miniature jack plug. That'd short the connection there and put positive to it. Shut up a minute, Paul. I just got that, snipped wire off, shorted them together. Now when I click it to normal now, it just goes blank, doesn't it? No mode switch does bugger all. Move it mode switch around. Let's just plug that in, live and direct. Dan, dan, dan. Do it, folks, do it. Just like they're doing movies, black and white movies, when something exciting is going to happen, they go, dan, dan, dan. Dan, dan, dan. Can you see the mode lights moving up and down? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Time for an orgasm. Which is high and low, I think, that one, I think. No one on the call. 2 o'clock in the morning though, folks. If I just tune on to UK, I'll get an idea whether offsets are working. Yeah, offsets are working, folks. Straight back to UK. Hey, what do you say, folks? This problem has been sussed. Just disconnect that lot, get rid of the switch, job done. Apart from tidy it wiring up. Hey, we're on transmitter already, folks. We're on transmitter next. This video just gets better every minute. Sometimes the electrical gods above are with us. See you on the next time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's, what is it, 1:25 in the afternoon. Nothing on the radio at all, i.e. on SSB. I've just left the dummy plug in the back there. I left all the wire in here. This is just as I left it last night. And I've since found out it's just on the calling frequency there.
What stronger? Do you? What, like? Why we're doing it overtook you? So it's off to you. Oh, right. Now just call back to me. And put a couple more back late. Very nice back up. Okay. You typical, you American?
Ooh, don't be swearing on my video. Anyway, so from what I can tell, it just seems to be behaving perfect on its receiver, apart from I do reckon that the FM receive, or the FM UK band is slightly in the wrong place. You've got to understand, after this radio is repaired, it must have a full check-up. to just go through the whole test procedure and just make sure everything is in the right place, you know. But we don't do any tuning at this stage. If it's working as good as what it is there, it's good enough to carry on. We don't need to do reset all its receiver up at this stage, right? Now then, the next stage now, I'm going to start working on the transmitter. I'm still going to leave all this lot on, and all this untidy wiring, and all this SWR tape and RF tape. I'm going to leave all that there. None of that, in my opinion, should get done until the radio's near perfect working, until you found all its faults. And then you can go what I call down the cosmetic road to making it look nice. Now look at all this silicon grease that's all over, and whoever put them in. Oh. So what we'll see whether they're the right trannies and whether they live or die. Just look at the SSB carrier balance. Can you see carrier balance adjustment? Come here if you will. Can you see that? Turn right to one side. Well, I bet you know what you like. That's producing some carrier when it starts to go TX, eh? I bet it does, I bet it does. And have you noticed that? You'd think I'd put it in the middle and knowing that that'd be a problem later, but leave it just as it is. And we have to do the important things now. So now it's a matter of taking these outputs out. They've got to come out. I want all them diodes out. I want all that silicon grease cleaned up. I want all that blowtorch soldering at the other side gone. Right. I want all this lot here. I want it all desoldered. Okay. I'll tell you another thing that's really crucial. It's amazing that this radio didn't blow to bits. Just look at this. I have to be careful what I'm touching here. You see this centre pin where the screwdriver is right there? That has got, it would have, if the bias board were in, it'd have full supply on that. Look at this pin next door to it. This is the emitter pin of the final tranny, and look how close the connection is between the collector supply and how they've left the tail of the leg on the emitter so long it's nearly touching collector. That's why I decided I'm not going to have that bias board in there. It's terrifying, it's terrifying. And also on here on driver we've got bias junction diode just floating in midair. All good reasons to whip the effing lot out of there and get it all desoldered. Then we'll put bias board in and we'll have a look at what voltages are coming to this lot here before the new trannies go in. Okay, so let's do that. See you on the next clip. Let's get them outputs out, please. Go to UK. Hey up, Shane, old lad. How you doing, Shane? 1-9 for Shane, do you copy? Shane, you're on... You're on a deaf rig, Shane, can't you hear me? Hello? Hello? Anyway, I'll get them outputs out, folks. I'll see you in a bit. Hello again, folks. It's always bad when you see them when they're like that and the massive connections, big oversized connections. Well, it's much worse than I thought there, folks. If you look at the I've just whipped these trannies out now. You can see all flux all over the place. That and they'll be repaired. I'll be able to clean that up, but you can see there how it's lost its collector trace there. So anyway, I'll just clean up its flux, get rid of this flux, and I'll get rid of all that silicon grease and what have you all in that area there. The trannies, by the way, that I've pulled out, they are all what they should be. 2SC 2166, 2SC 1969. Don't know whether they test okay, rather even the diodes either. I don't know, but we'll be looking further. Anyway, I'll just get that cleaned up a bit. Okay.